I was recently watching a show about quantum physics. They were talking about string theory and so forth. And they talked about a concept called entanglement, in which two particles split, and even at a distance, an effect on one instantly affects the other. So it's really amazing stuff, the way how things can stay connected despite distance and so forth. And I thought about, when I saw this, it reminded me of relationships getting entangled. People use terms like enmeshment, codependence, things like that. Also, on that core energetic level, it's entangled, so that even when there's separation, there's still an effect. And there are times, whether it's with a family member, a friend, a lover, in which it just holds us down and holds us back to remain entangled energetically. And so I felt like, okay, what is the way to let go with somebody that I no longer want to be energetically intertwined with on that core kind of psychic level? And I thought about the power of thoughts, the power of the mind, and how we can create our reality with our mind and change our reality with our thoughts. And so I came up with a phrase that I wanted to pass along in case there's anyone else in your life that you'd like to become unentangled with. And first, what you do is take some attributes from a person, such as, like, if you have a parent that was emotionally unavailable, or somebody that was just, an abusive alcoholic or whatever, then you can take these different qualities, put them all together. So let's say if you had an ex who cheated on you, was emotionally blocked and deceptive, then you could say, as a phrase, as a kind of mantra, a phrase that you can repeat to yourself or out loud: I unentangle myself from this deceptive, emotionally blocked cheater. I unentangle myself from this deceptive, emotionally unavailable, emotionally blocked cheater. I unentangle myself from this deceptive, emotionally blocked cheater. And now your ego might say, oh, but they have good qualities too. And I was not perfect, obviously, in the relationship, and so why should I do this? And that's all fine, and that's all true. Nobody's perfect, and nobody's perfectly imperfect. That's not the point. The point is, we have to construct the molecular structure of our social life. And for 18 years, until we move away, on average, for most people, we are in a situation from which we cannot escape. We are confined to the people that we live with, our family. So that instills a kind of pattern of stuckness that can carry over into other relationships. But if we're growing and we're evolving, then that means either people are going to stick around because they're also evolving at the same rate, cute, or it means that you have to let go. And it's very hard to let go with family in particular, because there is such social conditioning about the importance of family. But there's a huge spectrum of healthiness, and it doesn't have to be extreme physical sexual abuse or something like that to end a connection. If you're not growing from it and they're not growing from it, that seems like it's kind of pointless, except for nostalgia. And on a biological level, when we are in an intimate relationship with somebody, the energy is very intertwined, and there's such a impulse, because of our pre-programming to procreate with another person, to have that control us and linger on beyond when it's useful. So even though your nostalgic tendency might move you towards the positive qualities, if you want to unentangle yourself, just repeat that phrase or some variation of it, but I think that the wording of I unentangle myself from that, and then identify the characteristics that make that person no longer a useful part of your existence. And examine your resistance that comes up and become aware of any resistance that comes up and move through it. And you will find your mind lightening and a release from your body of the energy that no longer serves on the level of healing your mind, body, spirit.